I'm Jessie Sheehan, and I'm a cookbook writer and a podcast host and a baker. Welcome to my home in Red Hook, Brooklyn. All right, so when you first come into the house, you're in the mudroom or the foyer. So when we first moved into the house, there were some floors already here and then a lot of wood from the original floors kind of piled up. So these floors that you're gonna see throughout the house and that you see as soon as you come into the mudroom are the original floors to the house, which is pretty cool. We have this Venetian plaster finish on all the walls, and because of that, we didn't paint them. Instead, we just painted the trim. And in this particular room, we have this kind of rusty red, which I also think is just like a nice burst of color when you first come in the house. This is an upside down house, which I think is very cool, which means that on this second floor here are all of the bedrooms, and then on the top floor is our living room, kitchen, all of that kind of setup. And I'm gonna take you into the primary suite. These are my two favorite people in the world, my dog Niblo, who's a pit bull, and my kitty Ray Ray, who is a Bengal. So this is our bedroom, and the walls are like they were downstairs. They're white with this bright trim. This is my bed, where I tend to sleep with our cat. So the original floors in the house were really important for us to maintain throughout the house. So when you walk into the bedroom, you'll see those wooden floors. You walk in the closet, they're still there, and they go all the way into the bathroom. So we made the choice to have the primary bedroom be the same size as the other bedrooms on this floor, but generally, I'm upstairs, so follow me. We placed the living area or the living room right near all of these beautiful windows, and we have these really nice wooden blinds. And outside, you can see the water. So it's definitely the spot that you want to be in when you're hanging out. I also love this coffee table that's like a burl, a piece of wood from a tree. We've had it for many, many years, and it's like a special piece that kind of moves with us wherever we go. The trim up here is orange, which I think is this really bold, fun choice, and it sort of is a little different than what you might expect, but for us, it really works. And last but not least, I am a voracious reader, so I love to have a space, a big, big bookshelf filled with the books that I love. Now who's hungry? Follow me to the kitchen. So when I have people over, particularly if I'm doing a brunch or something like that, I love to make recipes from my new savory baking book. This is a really easy recipe for a French cheese puff, which are called gougères. I find that things cook a lot more evenly and you have a lot more control when you're using an induction cooktop, and that's why I love it in my kitchen. So we have some butter in a pot. I'm gonna add a little bit of milk. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and I'm gonna melt the butter on the stovetop. Now we're gonna add the flour. I love the way subway tile looks. To me, it just says New York City, and I've lived here for a really long time. I went to college in New York City, and I always dreamed of having a kitchen with subway tiles, and now I do. I happen to host the #1 baking podcast in the US. It's called She's My Cherry Pie. So I'm asking tons of nerdy questions like, why did you add the salt? How come we need 4 eggs? And then we share the recipe with the listeners. Now that the dough has kind of dropped in temperature, I'm gonna crack those eggs. And now we're gonna add the cheese. So this is kind of like a nostalgic place for me in the kitchen, because this is the spot where I would either be cooking dinner or baking something for my kids, and then I'd be looking out here and seeing the rest of my family at the dining room table. Now I'm gonna place this in the oven, and then I'm gonna get all the other salty, cheesy, herby, crispy treats ready for my friends. Here's a really delightful brunch, all of which comes straight from my cookbook, except for the sweets. We have the gougère that I just whipped up, and then for dessert, we have cupcakes with chocolate frosting, and we have peanut butter pie. This house has seen so many great parties, and I will miss having them here. However, it is time for a new family to move in and have their own parties and make their own memories. Thank you so much from me and from Niblo and from Ray Ray for coming into our home today. We really enjoyed having you.
Can't get enough of these breathtaking homes? Hit that subscribe button for more open house coming your way.